What's the one thing you are really good at? Hello, it's John. It's the Marketing for Owners podcast. This is episode 599. Honestly, I'm just bigging it up for myself, but it's quite a lot of effort. I do these all the time, and this is wonderful. I love talking to you, my friend, on the Marketing for Owners podcast. But to get to nearly 600 episodes is pretty cool. So tomorrow, as a special, we've got wonderful author John Warrilow. John has authored two of my favourite books. In fact, Built to Sell, I've always said is my second favourite book. I do tell him. I have to admit, The E-Myth is my favourite. Built to Sell is along a similar vein, and you must read both. But you can only have one favourite. But his recent one, Automatic Customer, fantastic. So that is special. He's tomorrow. But today, we're talking about what's one thing you're really good at. And what I mean by that is it's like your superpower. Because in work, in your business, you have, if you're not doing it now, if you started the business from scratch, you will have undoubtedly done everything. Even Richard Branson did everything. When he started his business, his mail order thing in school, he was doing it. When he worked, did he work from his houseboat? He was there mailing out. It was a mail order business, and they were stuffing things in envelopes, posting them out. He was there with everyone doing it all. But over time, you have to delegate. You have to let other people do it. But what do you delegate? What do you do yourself? Now, if you own a business, quite often you automatically want to do, or you feel you ought to do, boss stuff, top stuff. Most important, I'm the boss. But should you? Oh, I'm not suggesting you should hire a boss and you should be the secretary or something like that, if that is a job anymore. You need to know what you're good at so that you can find other people to do the jobs that you're not so good at, because you aren't so good at everything. So if you are a generalist, I mean, if you're a know-it-all smarty pants like me, you're probably quite good at many things, but you're still not the best. No, honestly, I'm not. And I know it. There are many things that I'm not the best at. In fact, I'm not the best at anything, but good enough on some things. And there are also things that I just don't want to do. I just don't like doing. So it's not necessarily they're not my superpower, but they don't make me happy doing. I want to enjoy my work. So when I start on Monday morning, it's great. Now, I run a business, so weekends are kind of the same as a weekday often. So it doesn't work like that. But Monday, start of a week, I want to look forward to it. I don't want to be annoyed. Don't want to think, ugh. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, there are the easiest ways. There are some personality tests, because I can guarantee if you've never done one, you probably have suspicions of what you're like, but you will have your eyes opened to find out what you're like. Now, you may have heard that these things can be tricked and so on, but they can be tricked by people who are trained to trick them and who are trying to trick them to prove they can be tricked. However, I have done various ones. I've done others tests, and they come out the same. I'm not trying to trick them. I don't know how people do. I don't care. I just take it as it is. First one first, Myers-Briggs. You can just Google it. There will be a free Myers-Briggs test online somewhere. Your results will come out. Personally, I am an INTJ. So look it up. So that means if you're an ENTJ, the E stands for extrovert, I stands for introvert. Yes, me, look, I'm an introvert. Well, really. And I can't remember what the others stand for, but all I remember is Bill Gates and Stephen Hawkins are in there with me. So pretty cool. But anyway, I'm an INTJ. I've also recommend Sally Hogshead's Fascinate test. In fact, if you look up, I wish I'd looked it up now. I can't remember which episode it is. Go on to the marketingforowners.com website, go down the side and find the search bar and just put in Sally Hogshead. There is a code which I think is, you go to her How to Fascinate site, the code is MFO for Marketing for Owners, O being the letter. If you go in there, you get a freebie. Pretty cool. So go do that, because otherwise they charge. And the other one is Kolbe, Kolbe, set up by Kathy Kolbe, run by her sons, I think. Fantastic. It's very strongly used by Strategic Coach, by Dan Sullivan in that. I'm an 8742, and I can't remember what they all mean, but the 4 numbers are out of 10. If you're 10 in one end, you're likely to be higher in those, which means I'm a kind of planner, I'm a detail person. Other than some people who just dive in and get on with it, what they call a quick start, they would be higher numbers on the last 2. And so some people would be, say, 2, 3, 8, 9. And that means they're the opposite of me in that they don't plan stuff, they just get on with it. Quite often that's a good thing. But it's good to know how you are. So if you're not a planner, then why not hire someone who is, someone who can project manage, because you will not enjoy having to set up and organize projects. And your business is one project after another, consisting, and every project consists of mini projects. They are things that have to be done. Otherwise, then go back and listen to my Monday show that said, have you let complacency set in or take root? Okay, so if you are a detailed planning person, you don't need other people that are. You need people that complement. Don't hire mini-me's. In fact, if you go to that Sally Hogshead one, because she devised her whole system, she explains how it came about and how this works and how she applies it. She used to think she'd hire people that are just like her, but now she hires people specifically for the gaps that she's got, and she's very successful. Built a whole business out of it. How about that? So, you need to find your power. What is it? When you started the business, let me suggest, perhaps you worked for someone else and you sat there and you thought, I can do this better myself. I can do this. Now, maybe you were in an engineering company. Were you in the sales department? Were you in the management? Or were you on the shop floor standing at a CNC machine? Now, if you were standing on the using a CNC machine, the likelihood is that marketing or the management wasn't your skill. I mean, it might be, you can develop it, everyone has to start somewhere, but it might not be. So accept that and hire a marketing person. That's what you need. On the other hand, if you were in the marketing department and you set up a machine company, you can see all the guys doing it, it looks easy, but it's not. Perhaps you need to hire an operations manager to oversee and organize that side of things, because you don't fully understand. And you not only do not fully understand it, how it works from a really detailed perspective, but you probably don't want to know, or probably it doesn't interest you. Did it interest you before? No. Is it going to interest you now? You've got a lot to do. So find the superpower. Find what it is. Someone like Richard Branson, eventually it came out, he is the visionary for the business. He has a position. Now, I've read enough of his books, but I can't remember if he's ever said it, but he's obviously good at setting up teams, hiring the right teams to form a new business. He's obviously good at picking the right business with a new approach. And that is a visionary. Now, you can't have a job as a visionary. You have to be good at something. So for me, the things that interest me are, unsurprisingly, marketing. But at the same time, I like the process. So let me just get this straight. I don't like actually making processes, and I've not looked at flowcharts and mind maps and things like that. But I like setting it up and putting the pieces in place and organizing it from the top. So in my business, I'm the visionary. But I'm the guide, the overseer. So I think of the ideas and I then put the team, talk to the team about it, my staff, and then help them get that into reality. I then guide them through. But I don't do it. I used to, but I don't have to anymore, because I've filled in the roles of the people. I hire someone to talk to my staff. When I wanted to fire some years ago, I don't like doing it. I'm no good. I don't want to fire anyone, but if they've got to go, they've got to go because some of some problem. So I actually brought in a consultant guy to do it who still works with me, but now other people do that. I also felt I was no good at hiring people. So I trained somebody to do it how it should be done. I know how to do it, I'm not very good. I don't want to do it. I want to hire everybody because I don't want to let anyone down. Yeah, and all this stuff. Dealing with suppliers, I'm never tough enough. I'm nice to people. So I delegated that. But it's still my decision as to which suppliers we use because we're very loyal to them. But I don't want to speak to them every time. When they come along, when they phone up, say, oh, I'm in the area, can I pop by and have a coffee? And my answer would be, why, have you got new prices or new products? And they'd say, no, I'm just passing by. I haven't got time for that. So not very friendly. I delegated that. Sorry for anyone who got that. Anyway, you get get the gist. If you start learning to delegate properly and to just concentrate on your superpower, things will change. You'll love it. Anyway, it is Thursday and I've got it's Thursday show. I'm recording this in advance because I've got to head to Heathrow Airport. And in fact, I'm a little bit late. So very quickly, it's drive time podcast time. Now, I'm recommending today, this is fabulous. I actually re-listened to some shows. This is one you can listen to over and over. One good thing with podcasts, by the way, when they're recorded, they don't have to be up to date. This is Michael Hyatt, right? Michael Hyatt, you can find him at michaelhyatt.com. The guy's great. But look for the show, This Is Your Life. Now, he actually stopped recording them towards the end of 2016. But he put together some of the best ones because he's got it on what he calls a hiatus, where he's devising a new way of doing podcasts. But it doesn't matter. There's so much material. They're all relevant. They're really good. Like I said, I've just gone and listened to ones I've listened to before. So Michael Hyatt, This Is Your Life. You're going to love it. And remember, tomorrow, Friday, very special show. John Warrilow is going to show you something that may open your eyes to a new way of doing business. Okay, you'll enjoy it.